one combination we have seen where we are calling the parent constructor and we are also creating object of the parent class itself, but being inside the child class, right? So hence it proves that the parent constructor is available for the child class and we can access the child class methods. And because the parent constructor is there, that's why it was getting the implementation from the parent, right? It was very simple. Now this one was a little bit tricky, that class A obj equals to new class B. So what happens here, that when we have seen that was, if the method has got overridden and we haven't implemented the super, it has its own implementation. And with its own implementation, when you're trying to create the object for class A with the help of class B constructor, so class B constructor knows about what has finally happened to the child, right? Like I will know what I have done with my car. My parent will not know. So with my knowledge, I can see that class B implementation is coming out, right? So it was showing that this sum method and sub method is coming from class B. So these two we have discussed already. Now, if we want to discuss more, there are third option. This is a third option. Third option is that I want to, just a second. The third option is that I want to create a class B object with the help of class A constructor. The compiler is throwing an error here. There is an error. I'll not hover on it, but like why there is an error. Class A is available. Class A constructor, I know it is available for class B. I know equals to new. I haven't written wrong. I am creating an object of class B inside the class B. There should not be any problem, and I can give any variable for my object reference obj. So what is the issue here? What is happening? Can anyone tell me?
Spelling of class.
Child
Child class,
child class
Child class
parent
child class
variable
will
class
not
cannot
be
hold the
into child class.
parent object.
Calm down. Let me ask one by one. So Saujanya, what do you think? What has happened here?
There is a spelling mistake of class B,
Really?
class A.
Not really, right? This is my class A.
Yes, yes.
I'm doing this continuously. Let's see. You can see the class A
Oh,
here.
oh yes, sir. Sorry,
No
my
spelling
mistake.
mistake. So what is it?
Class ACLAAS here.
Hmm?
New class for CLAAS.
There's the same thing I have given, right? CLAAS. Why there is an error?
It should be CLASS.
Uh, but my class A itself is the same, right? I have the same name. See, you can see where my mouse is, right?
Oh, okay, okay. Sorry.
If you can't see, let me annotate. Wait. So I'm trying. Yeah. So I'm trying to say that here I have the class A, right? So this one is throwing error. And I'm asking you guys why it's throwing an error. It should not. Because my class A name is correct. If even if you see here, sorry, it doesn't take, huh? So even if you see here, class B has extended. Why these all are coming? Leave it 1 second. I'll stop the annotation. This is taking time. So this is my class A. So no spelling. What can be the case? Yeah, Rabia, tell me.
I think maybe class A is not having capability to print or methods from class B because class B having 4 methods. I
Okay.
think that's, yeah.
Okay.
Would it be like class B is the parent class which doesn't have the main method, neither main nor the static method. So without the, I mean, like we have neither created a object in parent class nor main method is called. So
No, it was happening super fine, right? This one. We are doing the same thing in the main method only. Like I'm calling the class A constructor. Some part is now the left hand side is sorry, the right hand side is coming from here. The left hand side is should be okay, right? Class B object I'm creating, no error there. The error is with this equals to new class A. But when I have written for this one, was there any error? No, right? It was working fine. So what has happened in this case? That suddenly it has started giving error.
Is it because the class parent class doesn't have same methods in a child class? That's why it's not coping up.
Okay, anyone else? One by one. Anyone else? Yeah, Deepika, go ahead.
Yeah, same Amitabh. Actually, what she said, same. The object already created for the parent class, I mean, does not similar with an child class. Due to that, it is showing as error.
I'm not getting. Can you explain what are you trying to say?
Actually, we have created an object for the child class, no, in the class
Yes.
B object.
Yes.
It is not, I mean, it is not similar to the class A one. That is why it is showing error there.
What do you mean by not similar?
Means the parent class, I mean, the child class will not implicit the parent class there. I think so, Amitabh.
Okay.
Yeah, I am the here
Yeah.
class A constructor belongs to class A only, where we cannot create object for class B because it is not. It is class B inherited class A. Yeah, class B inherited A, not A in A inherited B.
Correct. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. So here what is happening? So here the case is if we see that we are trying to create object for class B, right? And for a class B object, that means this object would be referring or be representative for the class B, correct? So for class A constructor, the parent constructor will never know what is happening in the child, right? The same thing, the same reason why it was giving only two methods and why was the output of class A, because at least the class here the class A knew ki, okay boss, what is there in inside the class A, it can represent it. But here the same example I used to give, that if I modify my car or if I buy some extra things with my own, the parents would not be aware of it, right? And it doesn't belong to parent, so it belongs to only the class B. So that's why for the parent constructor it's not possible to even convey to the object that boss, these are the things inside the class B. It can't give the properties to this obj, right? That's the problem. The parent constructor is not possible to give the correct properties to obj because it is not aware about these two methods. Even it is not aware what is the implementation has happened in the overridden method. It's not possible. So this combination where the constructor is a parent and we are creating the object for the child class is not possible. Okay, clear about this one?
Yes.
Because the class A
Amitabh,
parent,
if you,
yeah,
actually,
Yes.
Amitabh, if you don't mind, will you repeat it again, please?
yes,
Yes,
yes.
sir. Please.
All right. So the thing is here that I am creating class B object, right? Class B object means this object would be representative for class B, correct?
Yes,
And
yes,
this
yes.
the constructor whoever is on the right hand side would give the property for this object, that you should behave like this, you should have these properties, you should give output like that, right? So here for the parent constructor, even though available, does it know what is happening inside the class B? No, right? It is
No,
not
no.
aware. And we have seen
Yes,
that
yes.
here only, because if you'd have been aware, then you'd have given output of this one, correct? But still it was giving the
Mm,
output of class A. That means the class A constructor or the parent constructor doesn't know what is happening inside the child class. So for any parent
mm.
constructor, it's not possible to give info to this particular OBJ to create an object for the class B representative. It's not possible. So that's why this combination is not possible. But why this one was possible? Because the child knows what was there for parent, right? Like my parents had a car,
Yes,
so
it's
child
already.
child already
Yeah.
knew, right? So it was possible. That's why that class A OBJ class B was possible, because the parent
Mm.
constructor also knows what was there in the child. But here, as I said, the parent doesn't know if I buy something later in my old age, will my parent will be possible? No, right? For my parents, it's not possible to consider what the child will do in future. So
Mm.
this is something the parent can't create an object for the child. That's the basic thing. So this combination among those four which you have typed, this third combination, or where the parent is the constructor and the child is the owner of the class, is not possible. Okay. Even the
Yeah,
question
got it,
comes
Amita.
sometimes like all four combinations would be given to you and they may ask you just mark it with whatever is possible and what is not possible. Okay. So this third one or this combination is not possible. Clear?
Yeah, clear, Amita.
Yes,
Okay.
Samita.
Yes, sir.
And this is the fourth combination, and this is the very straight one. We already know this is nothing to be like scientific about it. So we are creating class B representative with the class B constructor. So how many methods we'll get here?
Four
Four,
methods.
four methods.
Someone said two, I felt. So you will get all four methods because left hand side has class B, right? And the implementation also will come from class B only, class B output, because the class B constructor is teaching them, correct? So it would be class B output. And it's a simple one, right? Like day-to-day activity, we use this one and this one, like whatever the class, that is the constructor, correct? Whoever I want to create the object, I'll be using that constructor only. But what was special in this case? In case the special was that I'm creating a parent class object in the child class, right? I'm inside the class B and I was creating class A obj equals to new class A constructor. That's why it was special. But this one is very simple. The fourth one is, I don't think anyone will have doubt on this. So any doubts among these all four together?
No.
No, sir.
Cool.
No, Amita.
Cool. So when we are learning about polymorphism, so what we have seen, polymorphism means one object to different rule, right? So polymorphism, as I told last day, there are two types. One is static, another is dynamic. There's like dynamic. Even static polymorphism is also called like compile time, and this one is called runtime. What is the difference between compile time and runtime? Very simple, right? Whatever happens during compilation is called compile time. Whatever happens during the execution is called runtime. Okay. And these two words are gonna be forever with you in Java. So what we seen have polymorphism, that a obj equals to new a. This is one. Then a obj equals to new b. This is another one. Then we have b obj equals to new a. This is another one. And then we have the last combination, which is b obj equals to new b. Among these four combination, first of all, this third one is not possible, right? So if I delete this, so the polymorphism which was happening, it happened due to what? Method overriding, right? That I was overriding the method,
Uh,
correct? I overridden these two methods These two sum and sub. That's why the output was getting changed from class A to class B, correct? So method overriding was one of the reasons why the polymorphism was happening, correct?
Yes, Amit.
So let me uncomment it. This is one. So when this one has got, like when it was working, we have seen that output of class A was happening simple, nothing much. It's now it's simple to us that class A constructor was there. That's why the outputs were coming from class A, nothing much. But if we see this scenario was happening. Why? This scenario was happening because the overriding has happened, and this overriding has happened, and that's why the output was coming from class B, even though compiler was saying it will come from class A, correct? So something which was happening during the runtime or execution time, correct? And that's why dynamic runtime can be caused by method overriding, correct? Method overriding was causing the runtime. Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
Amit.
Amit.
Yes, Amita.
So method overriding was causing this, that there would be a dynamic polymorphism which was happening in the runtime, because where some saying dynamic because compiler can't even guess where from the output is coming. And what was the example? This one, method overriding. That means this one was happening dynamic. And these two are very simple. Okay, you will never break your head among these two. Then how this static is happening? Static means that you are creating the same object, but still the polymorphism and compiler itself can detect that was it's gonna change its behavior. How it's possible? By method overloading. Why I'm saying method overloading can do it? So when we overload a method, what happens there? I have a sum method. I have a sum method with int x, int y. I have some method which has int x. Sorry, let's not type again and again. It's better to copy. Control C, Control V, and have another string name. So I have three sum methods. And when I give a control space with the obj dot, okay, if I give obj dot, it will show me all these three methods, correct? Even compiler will tell you that boss, you have three methods with three different parameters, and it's all happening in compiling time. Same method, right? Same method.
Yes, yes.
Just the parameter has changed, it's got overloaded. Even the implementation may change, right? It may have implementation one, something has been inside. I'm just saying implementation one, implementation two. Even the implementation is different. I'm saying something different code is there. Implementation three. So now among, based on I choose the method, I will get the implementation, correct? It would be different output choosing on which particular sum method I'm calling, correct?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
method overloading can also give you a different output even with the same object, correct? Same object. I'm calling even the same method name basically, but the method overloading and is causing me another different types of output depending on the which particular overloaded method I'm calling. And compiler is aware about it. Compiler is already giving you, boss, this method may have a return type of sum. It's already telling you this method may have a return type of int. This method may not have any return type. It will show you the void, string, int, like that, right? Return type also. So compiler is aware of that. And that's why the polymorphism comes with the static nature. So what you have to remember from all of this? So polymorphism is something with multiple face of a single object, or multiple face we can't say for object, right? So it's output, multiple output for the same object, and even the calling the same method. So we have seen static polymorphism when we do a method overloading. Because method overloading, we are calling the same sum method, but because they are overloaded and they may have a different implementation, which is causing me a different output, even though I call the sum method. And we have seen dynamic polymorphism when we are doing the method overriding. Because we have overridden, if it's overridden in the child class, that means the child class output will only will come, right? No parent will be there anymore. So same method I'm calling the sum method only. Once it's being giving the result at class A, once it's giving the result from class B. And that's what all about polymorphism. Clear?
Yeah.
Any doubts?
Yeah, it's clear, Amitabh.
Yeah.
Okay, so as I said, so what you have to remember from polymorphism, remember the polymorphism, what is polymorphism, what is static polymorphism, what is dynamic polymorphism, who can cause this. So method overloading causes the static polymorphism, method overriding causes the dynamic polymorphism, and remember those four. Okay, this four, here we have three, the another one which we are missing, which is not possible, but remember all four always. And if you remember the LHS and RHS formula, that's all about polymorphism. Clear, right?
Yes, Amita.
Okay, so we are
Thank you.
closing the polymorphism also. So how the inheritance was related with the polymorphism, you got the chain, right? How inheritance was needed first to make the polymorphism happen, right? Or else the dynamic polymorphism would have never happened.
Yes, Amitabh.
So that's why I say the OOPS concepts are always related. Okay. Now I have a question for you guys. I don't know if you guys have gone through this or have seen any of it, but the question is very simple. One second. Okay. Hopefully I'm audible. So question is very simple. Question is that when, see, I have a class A. Okay. Understand the question. So I have a class A and I have 5 methods inside it. Okay. I have class B. So inside class B, how can I get these 5 methods if I need any method from class A? What are the different ways?
Can extend it.
We can always,
Through extends we can
Extend.
use the
Extend.
You can
with
extend.
extend, I'll get all 5 methods here, correct?
5 methods. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Any other way?
Create object also.
Correct. There is another
by
way
creating
of
object on.
another thing is object creation, that I can create object. I'll get all the 5 methods here. Correct?
Yeah.
Any doubt till now?
Yeah.
No.
So tell me, if
No.
Java developers already knew that I can create an object and I can have all the 5 methods, why inheritance was needed there?
Maybe there is a lot more methods are there, not the 5. Actually, to avoid a confusion, they have used that inheritance concept, Amita.
Oh, I have 1,000
If you
methods,
want
those
to
are the
change any
parent there.
implementation, if you want to change any implementation, I think.
If I want to change implementation, okay. Anything else? It's a very high level question, like it's a very depth question. But I want you guys to try at least.
Code reusability.
Reusability code.
Modified to class A to class B.
Reusability code.
Code reusability. Anyhow, in both ways, I'm getting the code reusability, right? Object creation, I'm getting the same code. And with the inheritance, I can get the same code.
We can create a new
Inheritance
class
you
with
can
a
change the code also.
with a code reusability new class.
Sorry?
We can create a new class and then we can reusable the code.
Okay, anything else other than code reusability?
To override the method.
So it's like whenever give the static methods, whenever declare all the 5 static methods, then call the directory without the object.
Okay.
Method overriding can be done. Amita.
See, so it's not like anyone wants to try more of this.
Yeah, Amita.
Yeah.
It's like a
I think if you want, I mean, first
outside of
initially
the
they have
OS or
created
like
five
inside
methods.
the pack.
Later on part, I mean, first initially they have created five methods. Later on part, they want to, I mean, add some more methods on that.
Still
I
possible
mean,
in
no
both
need to.
scenarios. It's possible, right? I called all these 5 methods through an object, and I did own
Hmm.
method of class B. Even for the extent we have already seen, right? I can get all the 5 methods through inheritance, and I can have my own method as a child. Both possible.
Import that class.
Sorry.
Import that package.
See, even if you are extending or object creation, both ways you have to import anyhow. If your like compiler doesn't know where from the class is coming from, it can't even extend or can't create object, right? So compiler has to know. So it will be always an
Maybe
import statement there.
security also can be the reason on top. Like,
Security.
yeah,
Okay. Might not be the prime
because,
reason actually. I get it why
okay,
you are saying. Like
yeah,
they are, it can be a reason, it might not be the prime reason.
okay.
Abstraction also.
Okay. Before coming to answer this, I have few more questions and I'll ask personally this, not an open. So, okay. Jayashri, do you think that main method can be overloaded? Overloaded. Understand the question. Main method be overloaded? Jayashri, are you there? Yeah. And if anyone is helping her, I'm gonna kill everyone. Let her understand the answer. Okay, Viresh, tell me.
Sir, it's possible to overloading main method. It take a string as an array, then hold the different data types. That's it.
So you are saying main method overloading is possible.
Yes.
No,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay. Then Deepti, can we override main method?
No, sir, we cannot override the main method.
Why?
Actually, I don't know the correct reason. I forgot the reason, but we cannot override the main method. Just we can overload the main methods.
Okay. So you cannot write the main method. That's the question.
Yes.
So can anyone answer me why it's not possible?
It's like
Execution starts from the main.
Actually, the
sir,
JVM, actually, while I mean, after I mean, to run that code, at the time of execution, JVM will call only the first method, main method. Doesn't take that overridden method actually, Amita.
Okay. I'm still not satisfied. Anyone can tell me why we cannot override the main method?
Is it because main method is static?
That was my next question. Can we
Right.
override a
I think
static? Just a second, I'm getting a call. Okay, sorry guys. So yeah. So the next question is like, can we override any static method?
No, Amitabh.
No.
No.
I'm not so confident. No, it is. So static methods cannot be overridden. Why? Okay, you guys can find out it by searching. Maybe tomorrow we'll see on this. So main
Static
method,
keyword is, it's a common keyword. That's why we can't override.
it's a common keyword.
Static is a predefined class. That's why it's not over.
Correct. That's the actual reason. Who said this?
I'm Shekhar.
Shekhar Reddy.
Yeah. So static is already predefined. Okay. So static always is predefined, and also static gets load at the first, right? So when you have a static method, it's already getting loading up. So if you override it, that means you are like changing the definition of that method. Correct. So static methods are not overridden. And if static methods are not overridden, main method is a static method. Correct. It's public static void main. So that's why main method is also not overridden. But main method can be overloaded. That's true. Main method overloading is possible. Now coming back to our question. So these all were the hints. Now tell me why the object, even the object creation was there, why still inheritance was needed? Or even the vice versa. If inheritance was there, why object creation was needed? I gave a lot of hints. Now try.
Because
can you repeat?
static,
Can I repeat?
if anything is declared as static inside parent one, we cannot call it inside main, sorry, child one,
It is done
as per what we discussed.
to create through the
Static
object.
methods cannot be
Non,
overridden.
Okay, if someone
non,
asks you what is the advantage of inheritance over object creation, what would be your answer?
non-static
Code reuse.
methods we can call by creating object.
Okay. Okay. So as I asked, like if someone asks you what is the advantage of inheritance over object creation, what would be your answer? Actually, it's an in-depth concept. I may confuse you guys, but I'll just tell you the answer. If you don't get completely about this, don't feel bad. Okay. Even what the answer I'll be giving may not be the full answer of this. It might be a bigger spectrum is there, but as much I know, I'll try to make you understand. So, and this is a huge thing. Okay. 1 second. I'm losing my mouse. I'm not able to see. Yeah, see it now. Let me know once my screen is visible to you guys.
Yes, Anita, it is visible.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is happening with, I'll just tell you one keyword. It's not keyword. It's not Java keyword. It's a coding like language. What do you say? So inheritance is called is a property. And object is called has a property. What is a is a property? What is a has a property? So inheritance means the parent is animal. Correct? Child is the tiger. We can say tiger is an animal. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amitabh. Yeah.
Because the child gets all the properties of parent. Correct?
Yes.
Whatever his parent has to offer, child gets everything. That's why we can say always that child is a copy of parent, right? For sure, it may have its own feature. There is a chance, but it's a parent. Vice versa, if we think about it now, when we say that there is a class A and it has 5 methods. And I created an object like a obj equals to new a. Okay, inside the class B. Okay, now I can say this object has those 5 methods, correct? Access to those 5 methods, has a access to
Yeah.
those 5 methods.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
For
Yes,
whatever
yes,
the
we can
class I'm creating, for whatever the class I'm creating the object, I can say that particular object has access to that particular methods.
yes.
So it's very important to clear, and this is the difference. Okay, that's why they needed both. And to make it very simpler term, when you are inheriting, you are getting everything inside it, and you have an advantage to have the super plus own modification. You have this advantage. Object creation, you are only getting the non-static things. You would be accessible to non-static methods, but you can't add anything there. Own implementation not possible. Whatever this particular class has to offer, you will get that only. Correct?
Yeah.
It is not open to you for modification, right? It's just whatever was there implemented in the class, you will just get it. So it's a very important line. Okay, maybe down the line, 6 years, 8 years experience, people are asked in the interview, what is the difference between inheritance and object creation? The difference is inheritance is a property, because child gets all the properties from the parent. So we can say child is for sure is a copy of parent. May not be, like child may have something new, but still it's a full copy. Nothing is missed. So is a property. Whereas object is a has a property, because it gives access to that particular non-static methods only. So this object has access to these ones. Okay. So this is the simplest form I can make you understand. But you got why it's a easy and why it's a has a property, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Remember with the
Yeah,
example
Amita.
that parent is an animal, child is tiger. So tiger is an animal. It's very normal. Tiger have to be animal. Then tiger may have its own property that it's a carnivorous and all. An object creation is something for whom I am creating the object. That object has access to that particular everything. That's it. So it's a easy. Inheritance is a property, and object creation is has a property of Java. Clear, right?
Yes.
Cool. And this is one of the important questions, like down the line, with like the more you go in depth, it's something like Java memory. Okay, like the more you know in depth, you will go down and down and down. It will never end how Java memory works and how it works. So it's something like that, but I tried to make it very simple. So just remember two things: it's a easy, it's a has a, and inheritance give you the advantage to have the super plus own modification. You can add something new of your own, whereas object doesn't give you that. Object does give you the access, boss. Whatever is my that particular class has to offer, I'm representative of that. That's it. Cool. So I think that's all for today. Neetu, you can stop the recording.